Good morning friends, I hope everyone is doing well. I request everyone to watch my videos in a sequence for better understanding. In the last video, we have discussed an example of converting a context-free grammar to a Chomsky normal form. In this video, we will discuss about Greibach normal form or GNF. In shortcut, they can be called as GNF. And then we will discuss the uses of the GNF. Okay, now let me discuss. A context-free grammar CFG is in GNF Greibach normal form when it will be is if all the productions in the context-free grammar having these three forms or three conditions. Is it clear? A context-free grammar will have certain productions. If all the productions in these three forms, then we will say that it is in the GNF. Now remember one thing. A, S, C1, C2, Cn are the non-terminals we have taken and B is a terminal. And remember one thing, S is a start symbol. Now, if start symbol generates epsilon is allowed. Okay, only start symbol generates epsilon is allowed, otherwise it is not allowed. If it is not S is not a start symbol, then we have to eliminate this epsilon production. Why we should only start symbol generates epsilon is allowed is, if start symbol generates epsilon, then meaning is that from a context-free grammar, if you generate a context-free long ways, that long ways will consist of a string called epsilon. If a long ways consists of epsilon, we are not allowed to remove from the grammar. Am I right or wrong? So that's why start symbol can generate an epsilon. If it is not a start symbol, it is not allowed. And A determines B is allowed, meaning is that where A is a variable and B is a terminal, this is allowed. And then it can be in the another form, variable can determine a terminal, then a combination of variables, that is allowed. Is it clear? A determines B, C1, C2, so on, Cn, where C1 to Cn are the non-terminals. So, if any productions, if you have taken from the context free, if it should be in the GNF, it should follow these three conditions. Then we will discuss why should we study this GNF. Okay, why should we do this GNF and why should we convert into a given CFG into GNF? All these things, why should we do? Now remember one thing, A determines B, C1, C2, it is in the form. If you see that a variable can determine a terminal, after that it can do anything about consists of a collection of variables. So what will be useful is, whenever we are deriving any string from a grammar, remember one thing, from a grammar, if we want to derive any string, we can derive by using a tree or by using a derivation process. The derivation process of two types, leftmost derivation or rightmost derivation. Leftmost derivation means if you have S determines AB. If you, in place of A, if you keep something, then we will call it as a leftmost derivation. If it is in place of S determines B, in place of B, first itself if you keep, in place of B if you keep something, that kind of derivation we will call it as a rightmost derivation. So we can do the derivation using the leftmost derivation or rightmost derivation. If you have a production S determines AB, then in place of A, what are the things are there in the production, that if you keep those kind of derivation, we will call it as a leftmost derivation. Or in place of B, first itself if you start, in place of S determines AB, in place of B, if you keep the values or the terminals, whatever it is generating, if you keep them, that kind of derivation we will call it as a rightmost derivation. So this GNF will always useful for us to generate the leftmost derivation. Is it clear? It gives the leftmost derivation of a string. And another important use of the GNF is that it is used to prove equivalence of CFG and PDA. Meaning is that what is CFG? Context free grammar, and PDA is push down automata. So for a what is the meaning is that for a given context free grammar, we can construct a push down automata, or from a given push down automata, we can find the equivalent context free grammar. This can be done easily if your context free grammar is in the form of GNF. Is it clear? So these are the two advantages of converting a context-free grammar to a GNF form. So that's why we will always prefer to convert a context-free grammar to GNF. So with this video, I hope you have understood what is a GNF and how when the productions we will call it is in the GNF, and what is the use of converting a context-free grammar to GNF form. Okay, in the next video we will discuss about the steps in process of converting a context-free grammar to GNF. So if you have any doubts related to this video, feel free to ask them in the comment section. I will clear your doubts in less than 24 hours. Thank you for watching my video. Have a nice day.